second there, dude.
Wow. All right. Let's see here. All right. I just got to put Cellsword. Cellsword just showed up, guys. Sorry about that, everyone. We're a little late. Had some technical difficulties getting YouTube to work correctly, but we are now up on both YouTube and Twitch. From now on, that's how I will be streaming my stuff because it will be easier. Hey, Brim. Um, we have two new characters we need to introduce tonight. Let's go ahead and just talk about them now while I'm thinking about it. That way, we don't have to interrupt play while we do. Um, why don't Ray? Why don't you introduce your character first, and I'll show a picture to everyone.
All right, put me on the spot.
Of course, I did.
So my character is her mythos is Zelda, as in like a combination of your Ocarina of Time and kind of your Breath of the Wild, Tales of the Kingdom or Tears of the Kingdom. Bah, can't talk today. Zelda with the like time and light powers both in there. And then in her day-to-day life, her logos, she is a piercing apprentice. She's super close to the end of it. She only needs a couple more hours basically. But that's where that is. So
Awesome. And Super, your new character since you killed off your other character.
My character's name is Ezra Blackwell. He is a physicist professor at the local college, and he is also has the mythos of Doctor Strange.
Awesome. And we are starting 5 years into the future from when Super's last character, I'm spacing on the name. Why am I spacing on the name? Shiza sacrificed himself to stop the rise of the Staghead from coming to Ravenloft. It's been 5 years of working together with Riley and the Mist organization. And I'm spacing on the name because it's been, what?
Mad Group?
2 weeks? Mad, yeah, Mad, thank you. Mad Crew. They've added these two new players just recently. Kiara and Ezra are new players. This is their first mission with the team. Riley takes them in with Ezrath to a meet up with a local politician at his office. Hey, Sodden. I think you're a first-time messenger. Nice to meet you. Well, welcome. So it's been 5 years. So you guys walk into this office. This office is pristine. Oh, you just joined my. Well, thank you. Welcome to Scabbard too. Scabbard is amazing. So you guys walk into this office. This office is pristine. You can't see a fleck of, you can't see a fleck of dust everywhere. Thanks for following. He's sitting in his chair on the phone. He looks up. He quickly says his goodbyes on the phone and says, "Riley, it's good to see you. It's been a while."
Absolutely.
And his name, Riley, you would know it, is Randall.
Randall.
Yep, Randall. Because that's the name I came up with right now.
I'm just making my file of session notes here, so.
He's mid-50s, so an older gentleman. He's been doing this a while. You've been in contact with him for probably 20 some odd years. He was one of your first contacts in the government. he is pretty high up in the city government. He pretty much is just below the mayor as far as knowing all of the ins and outs of the secret organizations. So he is well attuned to what you do and how you do it.
Does Randall have a last name?
Jacobson.
Jacobson?
Yep.
Okay. Mostly because I feel my character, if he's been a longtime client.
Would say Mr. Jacobson. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mr. Jacobson, how can we be of assistance?
I'm not joking.
Please don't joke.
Mr. Jacobson, are you all right? Don't choke on this.
Choked on saliva, I guess. So I don't know if you've noticed lately. The city's had some power issues.
Now, when you're saying power issues, is you referring to actual like electrical power or more like
Yeah,
power structures?
you've noticed this. The lights and stuff have been flickering, even in your backup generator in your secret lair underneath the sushi restaurant, which you guys still have, has been kicking on a lot more than it normally does.
Well, I mean, I assume that City Power is working on the issue and various
We've
upgrades
had-
and repairs are underway.
We've had 6 people go missing trying to repair this.
I see. And when you say missing, they have just no contact.
Their bodies have not been found. They went in the middle of the night to go, because it's always happened in the middle of the night.
And has this always been the same substation and transformer area, or is this a whole widespread issue?
it seems to be going on all over the place, but it seems to be going in a pattern. And he brings up a hydro map from his computer, and it has dots on it, and the dots seem to be making a circle on the map.
I see. Is there an actual map here, or are we just...
No actual map. I'm doing theater on mine right now.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't like a pop-up that we're supposed to be seeing or something.
I'm being lazy.
Okay. Hey, that is perfectly fine with me. So I will look at this map, and based on my knowledge of the city, are there any major substations or junction areas near there?
Absolutely. There's
That would be next
one.
in line, so to speak.
You absolutely know of one that appears, a major one that appears to be next to it. And follows that pattern.
Now, when these disappearances happened, you said they were all late at night.
Yes.
Is this something that they were working alone in pairs?
Well, we tend to have pretty high security in our power systems. And we have recently started putting them into pairs. The first 2 that disappeared were not paired up, but we thought maybe pairing them up might help. We did send the New Ravenloft police to investigate, and one of them didn't show back up. The only thing that was found was his pistol.
So let me make sure I've got this straight. We've got an issue that's been ongoing for a while now. That
About a week
substations
and a
are-
half.
So a while now. So we have week and a half, a while now. Everybody sent to these substations to deal with issues during these middle of the night blackouts has disappeared. Has there been any video evidence, camera footage, drone footage, evidence
the
secured at
strange part.
scenes?
Even though the power stations have backup power that they provide themselves, the cameras have gone off about 20 minutes prior to us sending somebody in, and they don't come back up until we get the power back on.
And by that point, whoever's sent is gone and missing.
Gone and missing.
No evidence left at the crime scene other than one gun from a cop.
There have been one other thing, and he reaches into his drawer and he pulls out a photo, and on the photo is what appears to be a football size carapace of a cockroach, like the skin of one, like it shedded its skin.
Okay, that's a bit odd.
We thought so too, and this is when we started to call you, because that's what you do. Odd.
And how many times has this carapace been found?
We've only found it in 2 of the sites.
Which ones?
And he points to them. It was the second one that was attacked and the 4th one that was hit.
Okay, and how many?
And there's been
total have
7.
hit? Okay, so there has been a 6th one that maybe has been overlooked at this point based on a rough pattern. So he's showing us a picture of this roach carapace?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if I was just double checking if it was a picture or the actual carapace.
I can show you what it might look like.
And that's exactly what it looks like?
I mean, it's the skin of this, but this is the creature. So
Okay. So I'm looking at this picture out of character. I'm looking at it going, okay, that doesn't look organic. Is that something that's going to be obvious to my character, or is that just an AI?
that's just AI doing imaging stuff. It is
Okay.
organic. It looks organic in the
Okay,
photo.
that's why I was looking, because that looks more mechanical than organic.
You try getting a glowing bug in AI.
Well, I get it. That's why I asked that specific out of character question.
Yeah, no, it looks more organic than that.
Okay. In which case, I will sit there and look at that. And is the carapace still glowing, or is that just what we're seeing on this out of?
That's just what I didn't actually do a picture of the carapace. The
Okay.
carapace is not glowing anymore.
All right. I'm just trying to make sure I'm understanding
Nope,
details here.
That's fine.
Okay, so that's interesting. And you say you found one of these, not multiple of these.
We found one at
Per scene.
one location and one at another location. There were 7 total locations that seemed to have power issues. The second one and the 4th one, 5th one. I said 5th one. 5th one. 2nd and 5th one had the carapace.
Okay. See, that changes the pattern quite a bit then. Okay. Now, if we were completing this series of substations from where we're at now with the 7, how many more before we would get to a complete circle? Are we
2.
talking 9, 12, 20?
2.
2. Okay. So where is the actual carapace being held? Like, I'm assuming you pulled this in for evidence because it's kind of random and weird.
We did. It is being held at the morgue because that was the only place we could think of to hold it that we could keep it cold so it didn't degrade any more than it already has. I'm assuming you would like to see it.
I would. If there's any reason you guys need it for evidence at this point, we can work on that, but I would like at least one of them.
Well, we're kind of in the situation where this could be something that our courts aren't going to handle.
I recognize that, but I also recognize that bureaucracy moves at a stone mill's pace.
Yeah.
That the wheel of justice, grinds slowly but finely. So I don't expect quick movement.
I mean, I could probably get you in probably this afternoon to see it, but it probably will have to stay at the morgue.
Okay. If I can get a few minutes alone with that, I may have someone that can assist with this.
Okay. I could probably let me make a few phone calls. I can get it taken care of for you.
So what sort of resolution are we after? Are you after just catching individuals responsible, or you're after...
I want to know what's going on. One, we're not sure what's going on. Two, we need to stop it because it's really starting to... we're starting to get phone calls and stuff from voters.
I see. Well, I can understand that puts you in a very difficult position. Let me see what I can find out this afternoon, and I will give you a basic idea of what we can expect.
Okay. And I'm assuming the typical payment arrangement?
Absolutely. We're well acquainted at this point, I'm certain, so...
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Let me make a few phone calls, and I'll text you when you're able to see it.
I appreciate that. So are they the other two with me at this point, or
Yeah,
they?
I would say
okay.
they're. Yeah, let's say they are with you.
And have I worked with either of them before?
You haven't. This is the first time.
But I'm assuming basically familiar either on reference or experience that
100%. Yeah.
what they're capable of or something about them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You would have brought them in if you didn't think they could didn't know what they could do. So.
Okay, I just making sure before I jump to conclusions on some of that.
Oh. Yeah, you have full access. You have full knowledge of what they can do.
All right.
And Azareth is with you too, even though he's probably eating at the moment.
Okay, so wait, Azareth is a politician as well, so that's
he is.
I am here. My daughter is just going crazy. My wife should be home any minute.
It's okay, man. I'm good. I have a kid. I understand. So he leads you out the door and then says, I'll text you in probably about 15 minutes once I have word that you can go see it.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and motion the others and step outside and try to find an elevator to head down to, I'm assuming, the street level so we can head to the morgue.
Absolutely, no problem.
And as we're sitting in the elevator, my initial question is going to be, okay, thoughts, comments, and concerns?
And I would be present, right? Or
yes, both you and both Ezra and Kira are present. Kyra. I see Kira, so it's going to take me a while to get that right.
That's why I'm like, I tried to give you an easy one to pronounce. And
hello, motherfucker.
I'll say this, Mr. Fletcher.
I may be able to do something to help you out there.
And I'm assuming, since I know basically what, not specifically his myth, but what he may be capable of.
Yes, you know he's capable. What he's capable of, and you also know he's a physicist.
So, okay, based on that, then I will absolutely go, okay, well, I'm going to have some questions for you, because this is outside my knowledge base, clearly. And then I'm going to look over at Kyra, and knowing that she may have some potential abilities that may help in this particular regard. And you may be necessary as well if you are up to it.
Don't know how much help I'm going to be, but I'm there for whatever, and we can figure it out. So,
All right. About 15 minutes go by, almost on the dot, and you get a text saying you can see it in about an hour.
Okay, so at that point, I will. How long would it take us to get to the morgue from where we're at?
15 minutes, maybe. If you take
Okay,
a car, if you're taking the subway, maybe an hour.
Do we have a team vehicle at this point?
Sure.
I didn't know if we lost that with the previous character losses or not.
No, you didn't.
Okay. Then next question after that is, how close is the nearest? I'll say crime scene.
The nearest one is probably 10 minutes away.
Okay, and which one would that be?
That would be number 7. That would be the latest hit.
Okay, so we've gotten 45 minutes ish to kill. Let's go take a look at the closest scene and see if there's anything that they missed,
Can you give me a second to get there?
or at least give us an idea of what's going on.
Okay.
Assuming everybody else is okay with that and doesn't have anything else they want to do.
sounds fair.
I reckon I could help out more. More information's always better.
I'm just a simple hyperspace chicken, but okay. So I guess we'll head over to the latest crime scene then.
All right, so you guys head over to the latest crime scene. You get to the power station. It's a typical power station, you know. It's small. It's not a major power station, so it's pretty small. The door seems to have been busted into, so it's all bent. This was a metal door. As you go in closer, you actually see that there is. Let's go ahead and let's get the first rolls. Let's get some investigation rolls.
Okay, I was going to ask the obvious question of, is this like a thick door or a thin door?
Let's. I'll give you that one for free. It's a metal door, so it's a thick door.
Okay, so we're talking at least 2 or 3 inches thick, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, roughly about 1.5 inches.
Okay, I mean that's casual observation. That's not really an investigation.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Was I able to
Right,
establish?
you're set to private on your instead of public roles.
Hang on.
Was I able to get my magical reservoir filled?
Yes, sure.
Okay. I'm gonna.
All right. Hold on one sec. You might want to. Do you have any skills that you think would add to this? Any tags?
I mean, unless I'm looking at what happened in the past or future in that space.
I mean,
Sure.
manipulation of time, proximity of events, and let's see here.
So how do I?
You
Sorry, I am learning City of Mist, so bear with me.
No, that's fine. So what you want to do is you want to click on them, and they'll become. If you left click, they'll become yellow. And that means they are
Okay.
positive. And then go ahead and hit your execute move once you have them clicked, and it will.
I would also, before she clicks that, make the argument for preventing destruction if she is looking back in time or rewinding it to see what caused the destruction.
Yeah,
You've got a point.
I also proximity enhanced in performance.
Well, that's what I say. Proximity, manipulation of time, and preventing the destruction.
I got it all taken care of for you. I was able to.
Okay.
Okay.
Get it.
Yeah, so I would say she has a 3 tag bump there.
You just have to approve them. There you go.
As I get the same roll.
Yeah, but you have bonuses now. That's a big. That's where the difference lies.
Okay, so I got 11 on that one. Or so I got
And-
14.
All right, let me see here. So Ezra has 10. So he has 2 questions. Kyra. It's going to take me a second. You have 8. So you have. Your clues are going to be fuzzy because you're using your magic to do so, but you have 3. And Riley, you are 3 without any major problems.
Okay, so I'm going to wait till they go with that to base. Kind of look at what they're doing to see what questions they've got versus what I've got.
Well, let's go with Super first then. What do you got for question, Super?
I asked them. Let me see.
Oh, what do I see? What do you see past the door? It's a dark hallway, and going down the hallway
from the doors past.
From the doors past. Okay. You feel you see what appears to be claws scraping at the door and ripping it apart.
All right. And then what do I notice that seems significant? Aside from the door.
You see what appears to be footprints, you think? Muddy footprints? Leading down the hallway.
I'll basically what you see, Riley, is you see Ezra walk up to the door, touch it, close his eyes, put his fingers to his head, like basically his mind flipping back and forth, then look at the ground and see the footprints, and he points at him. He goes, "Well, looks like a mighty large animal ripped open this door, and looks like somebody walked on through."
Okay.
Okay.
And then, Kyra, what are you going to do?
Well,
What are
since
your
he
questions?
mentioned something ripped the door, I'm going to ask what exactly ripped the door.
You get flashes of bug-like insects in your head, and flashes of what appears to be a large mind of information. You hear buzzing coming from multiple directions.
Okay, did the insects look like the one that we were shown the picture of?
You didn't quite get a clear picture of the insects, but you do hear noises.
Okay. I'm gonna let everybody else know that it's some sort of insect that ripped everything open, and I think there's more than one. Lots of buzzing noises and something about a mind, maybe.
You still have another
that
question
I
if
can
you
think-
want to ask more
All right.
about that.
I'm gonna go ahead and how do I want to phrase this? What? So, what is the mind I sensed in the sense of does it belong to them all or is it individual?
Um, so you start to get a sense back in the past of this creature, and you start to get feeling of who you're trying to find and what they're talking about, and then suddenly 1,000 different voices come into your head at the same time, talking together, and I need you to roll me a facing danger
All right.
as your mind becomes filled with this conversation.
Do I could probably apply those who would do harm to another tag for that, right?
Yeah,
prevent
sure.
Destruction, those who would do harm to another. And
I think that would be it for what she has.
yeah, basically based on what I'm seeing, yeah, that would probably be it. But those are 2 tags versus 1.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
put them on there. Just has to approve it.
Right. Sorry.
You take a status. So you have a status of headache. As these voices and using your powers give you a slight headache from hearing all these things that you have to stop, like using.
Okay.
And let's see here. So Riley, you answer. Did you? I thought I saw.
I
that
asked
you
one
asked a
question so far.
Just
Does the
the
footprints/imprints on the ground around the door match the roach carcass if I could mentally scale up roughly to size based on what I'm seeing?
Based on your roll, yes, it does.
All right. My next question then would be do the marks on the door roughly match something that would be using some sort of mandible or insect-like appendage versus a human fist, a battering ram, or some other hard, normal construct to
Yes, it
beat in this
does.
door? Okay. So I will save the third question for the moment based on what broke into here.
That sounds fine.
Because I may have another question once we get a couple more details in a few minutes.
So you guys, I'm assuming, are you guys walking in?
Do we have flashlights? Is there lights on?
There are no lights on. It's dark.
Is there a light switch inside the doorway that's easily accessible / working?
Sure.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if this power station is completely still out of power or if we're, back to operation and someone just has a motion sensor sitting on this.
You flick the light on that you hear, and the lights above you hum and click on, click, 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 click. You know the sound. And down the hallway, you see another door that's been torn off its hinges and thrown on the ground. And then you see a small little generator, well, a fairly big generator that seems to be. That's what you see. You'd have to get closer to see more.
Okay, so it's still running on backup power, not the main transformer?
Correct.
Oof.
I mean, this did happen last night, so.
Okay, so I'm going to turn to our resident physicist here and hope that he may have some knowledge of electrical systems and electronics to figure out what the hell caused the blackout based on what he can observe.
Super.
1 second. So what is Riley? What's your question again?
Based on what you're able to look at from where we're at, because we've walked into this transformer substation, I'm assuming for the power system that was drained last night, and we're still on backup power. If you as a physicist have any idea what could have caused the blackout based on observation and investigation. I'm assuming that'd probably be the reason why I brought you in, because you're a physics guy. Electrical is physics. That, and you have magic, so.
Well, looking at it in the realm of quantum mechanics, you see particles can become entangled, in which they share their properties and regardless of distance. So in this case, this creature entering the substation might have inadvertently triggered a quantum entanglement with the power grid, which as a result, the energy was drained from the substation, causing the power outage.
So, in layman's terms, without being a physicist here, are you implying that whatever broke in here caused the power outage and somehow drained the substation into itself?
In a way. See, when you look at it this way, there's a thing called quantum tunneling. Basically, this just allows particles to pass through barriers. So, i.e., you walk through the door itself was the barrier, you rip it open. If anything has anything that doesn't resemble physics, walks through it, could cause the disturbance. But in this case, the creature that opened the door, it might have exploited the tunneling event, which caused the allowance of the passing through the door without physically interacting with the space inside the door.
So what do we do with this piece of meat? Put it in the doghouse? We pass one?
Okay, in layman's terms,
You're asking me, a quantum physicist, to put this in layman's terms. Okay. So basically.
Okay, so from what I've gathered is a bunch of roach-like bugs broke into this place and caused this blackout. You're implying that they somehow linked up to this power station and caused the drainage by diverting the power from the grid to themselves.
If creatures like this actually even exists.
Well, I am not a physicist like yourself, but clearly 1 + 1 = 2 last I checked, and roach-like object found at scene, roach-like object clearly caused the damage to the door, so probably roach-like object caused issue. So I'm guessing that such a thing does exist somewhere, somehow.
Yeah. So would you know would I know that I can talk to you about my powers?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, Riley, here's the thing. You're right. But I have to draw upon the ley lines to actually fuel the other part of me that I don't like talking about. So these creatures might actually need electricity to do what I do in their own form.
Okay, so you're seeing that they're feeding off this energy grid and diverting the power somehow.
Yes.
That is kind of in line with what I was thinking, but I wanted kind of more confirmation. At that point, I'm going to kind of turn to Kira, and so knowing a bit about her powers, I'm going to ask her straight out. Can you kind of rewind this a little bit and see what's going on, or is that going to be outside your?
I just tried to, and there's some sort of mind where everything comes together, and I got all of them at once.
Okay, so we're
Dave, am
dealing
I
with a
still able
hive mind
to
situation.
rewind things again and view it without examining the like mind aspect of it?
I think that's a question for Dave.
What was the
That-
question? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Even though I have that headache, am I able to try again to rewind like what happened
Absolutely,
here?
you can try again. Of course, if you
I
fail,
assume I'm at
you're going to take a
disadvantage.
bigger headache.
Are we
Okay, so
right at the site where the guy died or whatever?
You are right at the site of the last known incident of the power going out.
okay, so we're
Okay.
looking at manipulation of time, proximity, and experience because she's experienced this now and
Right.
knows not to read their minds and go after that. Just
I
kind
mean,
of
I would
view what
argue
happened.
based on level medical training for that too, because it does cover mental health too.
You can
Well,
only
either
have
way,
three.
you're only getting three,
So.
so
Okay. Helps if I actually. Why can I only see half my character sheet? Hang on. Pop out.
You can stretch it, and if you need to, you can stretch it in the lower right-hand corner.
All right, so that would be an investigate,
Hey,
right?
Nerdy. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for showing up. Ooh, that's a good roll.
yeah, that is a good roll.
14.
I'll take
You
it.
get 3 questions without me being able to do anything about them except answer truthfully.
I think it's a 13 because it didn't count that status tag, but still.
Okay, so I mean, I
Oh, yeah.
literally just
Okay, I didn't. Yeah.
knew what happened here, basically.
What happened here? Sure. You guys pretty much nailed it on the head. You see pictures of a bug ripping open a door, crawling down through, ripping out the other door, and then you see it pretty much latch onto the main generator and start pumping power into it. I will even give you that you actually see it grow slightly as it sucks power.
Okay. How many questions do I get? 3?
You get 2 more. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm gonna ask for that. Is growth the only reason they're seeking the electricity? What is the reason they're seeking the electricity? Is it just growth or is there more?
You think there is more, but the main reason that they're probably seeking it out is to grow, because that's to survive and grow is exactly the nature of animals.
Okay. And then was this where one of the disappearances happened or just where power has gone out?
This is just where the power is going out. This is not where one of the disappearances happened.
Okay. And I guess my last question is it safe for them to restore power at this location now?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm gonna be like, you guys got it right. A whole bunch of bugs or big bug latched
You only
onto
saw
this.
one bug. You only
Sorry.
saw one bug.
Bug latched onto this, kind of sucked the power out of the machine. It grew a little bit when that happened. It seems like that's why they're doing this. There might be something else, but unsure at this time. And it looks like it's safe for them to come back. I don't think they're coming back here again for power to be restored at the spot.
Okay, so you say the bug grew. How big did it grow from comparatively what we saw as the example in the politician's office?
You saw that it went from a football size bug to a size of a puppy.
Okay, so a fairly substantial growth pattern then.
Yes.
And one of those busted down this door.
Correct.
Okay, I will use my last question then for my banked clue, whatever. Was this the only one that came through the door, or was there more than one?
At this substation, it was only this one.
Okay, so we're looking at one here that we know of.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, let's I'm assuming this is taking us a little while here.
Oh, absolutely. You guys probably are ready to go to the morgue at this point.
Yeah, let's go to the morgue then and see what else we can figure out.
Azareth will catch up to you and meet you at the morgue. And you guys all travel to the morgue, and you guys are greeted by Mort. He's a small man, probably 4'6", wearing thick glasses. We're talking bottle cap glasses. They're so thick that you don't know how he's actually seeing. And he comes up to you and says, the councilman told me that you needed to see the carapace. It's this way.
Okay, so the mortician's name is Mort.
Yes, it is.
Okay, just making sure. Is that short for Mortimer?
Yes, it is. You've dealt with him in the past, I'm sure.
Okay, so we will follow him to the carapace.
He also walks with kind of like a limp. So he's walking down the hallway, limping down the hallway. And he initially goes by the door at first and then stops. You guys bump into him, and then he turns back and opens the door. This way, he says.
Is he the Rift of Igor?
I don't know. And
but I assume we're all going to follow him into the room.
He takes you in and opens up a drawer, and in there is a carapace, like not a dead bug. It's more of like the skin of the bug.
So like a cicada in a shed.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And is this sizable, like a football, like a puppy?
Size
like,
of a football.
And there wasn't one of these found at Site 7.
There was not. There was only
And
this one was found at Site 5.
And I'm assuming RA's Kyra did not see anything of it shedding a skin when it grew at Site 7?
She did not see it. No.
Okay. So I'm going to do a cursory examination of this thing and look at this and go, well, it looks like a bug. I know this is not your area of expertise, but do you know anything about etymology, xenobiology, anything like that? Over to our good Dr. Blackwell.
I'll look at it and be like, well, so it looks like a cockroach, right?
Oh yeah, it looks like a cockroach.
What type of cockroach?
Is it German? Is it American? Is it
Is it Asian? Is it smoked
Madagascar
brown?
hissing?
Let's say German.
Okay, so, well, it has similar characteristics of looking like a German roach, but mind if I see it?
Wait, do we know what a German roach is? Based on the fact, do we know what Germany is?
It looks
It's,
like one of those type of roaches, whatever the roach name would be in this world.
It's a Ravenloft roach.
Sure.
That's
But
not
do you
one
mind
of
if
the
I see
foreign
it?
roaches.
It's a common roach. Call it common roach. But so you
I'll
guys
look
know
at
what I'm
it.
talking about. It looks like a German roach.
Okay.
Um,
Am I able to hold it?
you can try.
Can I go? Oh, it did just come from electrical factory.
Power plant.
If you want to adventure into that.
Power plant, yeah. Got any rubber gloves?
I think I have some over here, he says. And he shuffles himself over to a drawer and opens them up and pulls out some neoprene gloves. Will these do?
As a physicist, would I know neoprene is okay?
Yeah, you would know
For
it's not
electricity?
okay.
No, I mean I need rubber gloves.
These are rubber gloves.
No, that's neoprene.
Shit.
And then I don't have anything.
Too bad Charles isn't here. We can get his BDSM get up. Let's see. What would the closest thing that because me personally, I don't know
Latex
everything
is
that's
rubber.
non-conducive to rubber. Huh?
Latex is rubber.
Latex is rubber, but neoprene is not.
Got any latex?
All right, I'm in.
No, we can't use it because people are allergic to it.
Stupid allergies. Is there anything else that's non-conductive?
Got a pencil?
Would I
Uh,
carry gloves given
Would
my
my
profession?
power?
You might, but they probably would be neoprene because most
Or
places
nitro.
use, or not. Well, nitro is neoprene, but yeah.
Would I be able to utilize read the past with a pencil
No.
on
You'd have
touching
to-
the roach shell?
No, you'd have to actually touch the roach. Even through rubber gloves, you wouldn't be able to.
Ooh. And is this guy that Mort, is he otherworldly? Or is
Not
he a
that
normie?
you know of. Not that you know of. Riley might know, but you don't.
And I'll look at Riley. I was like, is he okay? Is he
You know that he's at least been in the know, Riley. You don't know if he actually is a.
So at most, he's probably touched, but not full on aware of what's going on.
Correct. Yeah.
All right, Riley, I'm gonna need you to hold me for a second. Keep me standing. And I'm going to astral project.
Okay.
So I will stand behind him and wrap my arms around him lovingly and tenderly, and hold him upright and
Calm down, Heath Ledger.
clutch him tightly to my breast and you've got this. I believe in you, whispering sweet nothings in his ear.
So I'll astral project.
Yep.
And then I will go over to the carapace now.
Okay.
And I'm going to read the past from it through astral projection.
Okay. Roll me an investigation.
All right.
I don't know if we can make it over there. That's no big.
Nice roll. What do you want to know about the past?
All right.
Rolling pretty decent
One.
tonight.
One. What is this? What was the most recent activity that before it was shed?
Sex.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can dig further back to see if I can see anything involving electricity or power.
So what's your question? You do see something with electricity. You see it
What?
feeding, and you see energy going into it, and it seems happy.
So basically, what happened, what I'm getting just from up here, and I'm also, because I am in real life pest control, it fed off the energy, and because it was happy, it bred, and then it died. Actually,
die.
What can I surmise that from the energy absorption, the procreation, would that have caused it to shed?
You can surmise whatever you want.
What were the actions that led up to it shedding?
Feeding. Your surmise was correct.
Feeding?
Yes.
Oh.
Feeding of the electricity.
So
I just couldn't
that,
blatantly tell you that without you using your question, because
yeah. So I'll find my tether back to my body, and then I'll follow it and get back in.
All right, you're back in.
I'll shake my head a little bit. So
That's it, baby. You're safe. You're safe.
Whoa.
Now.
Hey, this whole place is a no touchy square. But I may have some answers for you. So just like in normal procreation activities of roaches, it fed off the energy, got it really excited, and decided to pass on genes and energy through procreation. And in doing so, shed its skin. So it might have evolved.
Evolved or just gotten bigger than what we're looking for
Yes.
currently?
That it might have gotten bigger.
Okay, so did you see approximately how much bigger are we talking about? Small child, dog, cat?
I was very
Outline.
limited in what I saw. I saw it absorbing the power, feeding on it, dancing a little jig, and then dancing a little jig with another one of these critters. And then I saw it's shedding its skin due to the energy.
And when
But
you
I
say
did see
dance a
the
little jig, are we talking about the horizontal mambo with another one of its kind, and it just do they combine? Do they spawn? Do they reproduce? What are we talking here?
they did the horizontal mambo.
Okay, so they procreated normally for their kind, but they're feeding
Which
off power
knowing,
supplies.
yes, and knowing roach biology, the mama's probably going to have about 40 more of those.
Well, that sucks. Um, so if we're following linear patterns here, was this from the second or fifth incident, Dave?
This was for the 5th.
Okay. Did they find the one at the second?
They found one at the 2nd, but it's long degraded.
Did they have any observations, autopsies,
It was the
reports?
size. Yeah, and you can get the report, and basically it was the size of a softball,
And this one was approximately the size of a football.
of a football.
Okay, so I have an idea based on patterning, but I'm not sure how this will go. So check my math here, guys. So we're looking at approximately every 3 to 4 instances, it expands or evolves to the next stage. So we're looking at either the next one or the 9th one, which would complete the circle, as being the next time it sheds a skin and grows exponentially to the next stage. How far away would be the next incident site from where we're at?
Probably about 20 minutes, maybe 15.
And there have been 7 incidences over a week and a half.
Right.
Based on that math, how long until the next incident roughly?
Tonight.
Tonight, tomorrow?
Tonight.
Okay. So I would say we need to possibly head over to the next site tonight and prep to potentially stop this thing, because I have a feeling that it's going to go for this one, and then the 9th one to complete the circuit is going to be the one where it sheds next and reaches the next higher level of
As you
evolution.
guys are talking, the lights dim and then dim back up.
Oh,
Dave, do I know any landmarks that are close by the next location?
Sure.
All right, I was like, and how many people am I able to take with my dimensional travel?
Would be based on a roll at that point. Probably change the game.
All right. So Riley, I can probably get us there in almost instantaneously if you want.
well,
there
I
is a
am all
risk.
for it if you can do it.
As I said, there is a risk. Now, are you up for taking a risk? I've never taken more than myself on these trips.
What is the distance between here and there under normal constraints?
With traffic and stuff, that would lead it to be about 6 blocks.
Okay, so based on this city, how long is that? Because 6 blocks in some cities is 5 minutes, and 6 blocks in some cities is 3
6
hours.
blocks. 6 blocks, New York time.
So we're looking at a
10 to
good while.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Or we can just run there as fast as we can.
how about we divide this up and you get there and we'll start moving. Because if something goes wrong, at least then that way we're still as a backup plan a few minutes out, whereas you're potentially instantaneously. Don't put all of our eggs in one basket.
All right.
Have you been listening, Sellsword? Have you know what's going on?
For the last like 10, 15, I've been able to pay attention. Yeah.
Okay.
I know there's some cockroach type creatures that are feeding on the electricity and fucking at the power plant or something.
Okay.
Yeah, that pretty much
That's
describes
pretty
it.
much describes what we've been talking about.
So I've been trying to follow along. I can catch up with the party whenever you're ready. I'm locked in now.
Well, you can jump in with Ezra there, and if you want to go with him, and the rest of us will go by street. That way we're dividing 50-50 here.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Okay.
So
Okay, so I guess Kyra and I will take whatever sushi van we have to head uptown, and the rest of them can try to teleport.
all right. I will say if it's only one person, I'm not going to make you roll. If
Okay.
it was a group of you guys, I was going to make you roll. So
So-
you managed to teleport both you and Ezrath to approximately close to the power site. Because you don't know the
Right.
exact power site, but you were able to get close to it because there's something nearby.
Alrighty.
And let's.
And I guess I'll start walking with Azareth.
Let me put some people down here. Nothing, Ezra. Of course, this would be day, but I didn't have it set up for day. I had it set up for night, so that's fine. So you get to the site, the power site, and you see what appears to be 4 people robbing the place and loading it into a truck.
They're robbing what?
They're robbing the power place, so they're taking those and stuff that might be at the power plant and putting them into a truck.
I'm gonna walk up and be like, it's roughly afternoon, right, or going on evening?
Yeah, it's roughly afternoon. I'm gonna change the map here because nobody can see on the stream, so I want to make sure I can.
Afternoon, gents.
Who might you be?
Just your local quantum physicist.
And you have no business here on our turf.
Well, I study this stuff for a living, so, I mean...
Like I said, our turf. You don't have any business here.
Might I ask your name, young man?
You can call me Big Tony.
Big Tony, listen. We got off on the wrong foot. I apologize. My name is Ezra. I'm Dr. Blackwell, but you can just call me Ezra. I'm here to study the particles, the energy that electricity gives
You're a
off.
fancy talker, but you don't say much, do you?
I said quite a lot. I do apologize. I do use a lot of big words because I have a learned education. However, What do you know about electricity?
Enough to know that there's a lot of expensive items in this place.
Expensive, but you also do know that 90% of the stuff that's in here doesn't work and isn't sellable once it's removed.
Says you.
I deal with this stuff on a daily basis. I can go ahead and tell you that. Unless you're going to the dark web or the black market, you ain't finding nobody that's going to buy particle accelerators and stuff
Do
like
I
that.
look like somebody that goes down to the market and sell this stuff? Of course I'm going to the black market.
Well, good luck, because if you take away their power and they need that to run their black market, and they're going to be like, well, where'd you get this? And you're going to be like, well, I took it from the power plant.
I'm not touching the generator. I'm grabbing the computers. They're a whole different story. What kind of physicist are you?
Not one that deals with the computer part of the aspects, more
I can
along the
see.
mechanical parts of it. What do you know about computers anyways?
More than you.
Then you must know that computers are easily tracked.
I also know how to wipe them and make them so they're not tracked. Or at least if I don't, Rasco over there does.
So I'm going to ask you this. What exactly is your means here? Because I might want to be interested in something like this. Convince or face danger?
Convince. Guess you completely flipped on him.
In all actuality, I'm trying to stall.
I know. Okay, so you got an 8, so that means you can choose a relevant status with tier 2. Your target can choose either to take the status or give in a little, but protect their own agenda.
Friendly status towards me.
I will choose not to do that. And he will give in a little and be like, well, I figured I could sell these computer chips to the tech company down the street that built them, and they would like to have some money back.
Well, see, that plan does seem like it'll work a lot, but what I know about computers, they have serial numbers that are ingrained into the hard drives.
I didn't say I was selling them without melting them down. You know, that's all about selling the gold back and the platinum.
You're gonna get less. Oh wait, you were gonna say something?
Oh, well, I mean, I can let you finish.
Oh, I was just gonna say is you're gonna get less for those components than the computer itself. I know how to completely eradicate all traces where you can turn around and sell the computers for a bigger
You
profit.
didn't even
than
know
the
we were
tiny-
dealing with the computers. Why should I believe you?
Well, I'm literally sitting here telling you these things to help you improve your product and your increase in profit. Do you want to make more money, or do you want to work for the scraps given to you off the master's table?
And what share do you want?
The only share I want is your friendship and the knowledge that if I ever come across an instance where I need a computer problem fixed, you can come help me.
Bullshit.
Listen, I don't mean to give you a headache or anything or cause you to have a problem involving your intestines or something, and I'm gonna do some magical resonance to make his stomach just
One sec. Somebody
unleash
else is-
bowels.
1 sec, Super. What are you doing about the change of the game? That's right.
Well, I'm really trying to support him, and I was trying to wait for a cue to see how I should get involved. But behind him, I'm gonna just walk up and I'm imagining I'm wearing a suit jacket. I'm gonna kind of tuck my suit jacket back a little bit to expose the Glocks I've got in my waistband and kind of put my hands in my pockets and kind of tilt my head back as if I'm evaluating the situation. And obviously kind of giving him a mean mug, so.
Okay. I agree with everything except the ethereal rings because you're not showing out your wings. And I'm going to give you prominent. No, I'm good. So we'll do that. So it'll be 2.
I'll take the prominent feature if you allow me to add the wings.
No, I don't think the wings would make sense.
Okay.
You gain 3 juices. Spend 1 juice to gain the following effects: 1-to-1. Create a story tag, burn a power tag or a story tag, or give or reduce a status. 1 tier per point of juice. What kind of story tag do you want to create?
Sorry, I'm feeling a little rusty. Scotty, intervene if I'm saying something stupid. Essentially, I'd like to intimidate them into being compliant with us. So as I, expose my Glocks and kind of tilt my head back in their conversation, I'm hoping to intimidate them into compliance.
You probably want to give a status to them, which is fine. You want to do all 3? So do you want to do a point to each one? There is a 4th one too back here, but you can only do 3 points. Or do you want to do 3 points directly to Big Tony?
Big Tony seems to be leader, so I'll put all 3 points in compliance with Big Tony.
I mean, honestly, you can pull all that off with the charismatic politician, but
I think I meant to click on Silver Tongue, or I don't remember which ones I clicked on.
yeah, because you can do that with intimidating presence, silver tongue, and lobbying for change. I mean, all 3 of those match up with what you're attempting to do.
I might have tried to click one and accidentally unclicked another one trying to do something else, or I don't know. Whatever.
Well, even if you had an extra point, you would get, it's an 8, so it'd still be the same.
Okay.
I think the most effective thing would be to give him 3 status points of
Intimidated?
Yeah. So submission.
Look here, we don't want to have any trouble here tonight. Hey, Frog, we don't want to have any trouble tonight. We just want these parts, and then we'll be on our way. We didn't even open these doors. We just saw the doors and thought it was fun to do, a way to do
it. So wait a second. You're cherry picking someone else's pickings.
Look, I don't think the thing that we saw is gonna want these computer parts.
No, but I can tell you what those things are going to want to do once they get done procreating up in there.
That's why I was trying to be out of here before that happened.
Yeah, sorry.
Too late. Them eggs are probably in that there computer, and probably in that there modem, and probably in that there server tower.
I hardly doubt that. We've been here, and we haven't seen them come any nearer near them.
Well, they were here before you got here. How do you know that they didn't put them?
Let's just agree that I take these and you guys will let us go.
See, I'm not in agreement with that. I thought we was friends, Big Tony.
I never said we were friends.
Well, I guess I'm gonna do. I really don't like doing this to friends, Tony. And with the car, can I use magical resonance to
or no, I can only do that through the body. I'm going to use, I'm going to basically cause the, I'm basically going to cause the tires to slowly deflate.
Yes, I can. God. What are you doing?
Is there a way for me to, using my Eldritch magic, is there a way I can cause the tires to slowly deflate while I try and keep Big Tony preoccupied?
Oh.
All right, so boom, boom. And this would be a take a risk or change the game.
Let's say take a risk.
I sent them an invite to join us.
I'm gonna give Lele a dependent. You do it somehow. I love that line.
So basically, I'm talking to him, and while I'm talking, my hands are moving. I'm talking more with my hands, and I'm basically sending out magical particles to like poke tiny holes into the tire without it being seen.
Tires are seeping out. They're not being noticed.
I'm like, listen, Tony, you don't want to do this.
Oh, I'm sure I definitely do.
I pull my Glocks out.
There's,
I don't aid them. I just pull them and keep them at my hip.
you know, how, what are you planning on doing with this little bit of money you're going to get?
Why? You planning on giving me the money that I would be getting?
Oh, do I look like I'm rich? I'm still paying off student debt.
Look here. There's 4 of us and 2 of you.
Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure I can count 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4.
If these guys don't have the logos and I choose to expose my wings as like an intimidation effect, will they see? Can they see them if they don't have or are still affected by the mist?
Up to you. They'll see them. They might think of them as a weird occurrence like a gas leak or something afterwards, but they'll see them.
Not if I fly a few feet up in the air with them at the same time.
They'll afterwards they'll try to rationalize it as
Gotcha.
something else.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna unfurl my wings, fly up a little bit, and take aim on Big Tony. Still not saying a word, just going off of Ezra's cues. Do you need to
Now,
roll anything for that?
no. You think you're impressive, big man? And Big Tony starts igniting on fire.
Out of curiosity, how far are the rest of us from there?
You guys just pull up as Big Tony ignites.
Now, does he do that on purpose, or is it like he actually catches on fire from something?
Now, Frog, this is not going. Sorry, quick chat question. Frog, this is not going to be in the same vein as. This is not in the same world as my one shot. That's going to be on Tuesday.
So what I'm hearing is that Big Tony has been burned so hard that he's caught on fire.
He's definitely ignited himself on fire. Yes.
All right. I'm going to immediately turn his blood to ice.
Okay. Roll me a going toe to toe on him.
So we can resolve his first, but can I shoot him at the same time?
Absolutely. Go ahead and give me that attack.
Scotty, which one would be the best one?
For what? What?
Turning his blood to ice.
Oof. Eldritch Spellslinger, Magical Resonance, and
I think he's asking what choices because he got an 8. You can manage to achieve your goal.
oh,
You can take something they hold. You get to get them good, giving your opponent a status with a tier 3. You block, dodge, or counter your best attempts. And if you don't choose this, they can impose a status on you. And if they are PC, its tier equals their power.
oh, for that, shit. I would say block or dodge, because otherwise you're going to basically get the status yourself in return.
So could I basically counter him igniting and basically cooling him down?
Take this one.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I think.
But it
I'll do
doesn't
that then.
hurt him.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
just
say that
like
it doesn't hurt him.
okay.
Ezrath, you go down and shoot at him, and you manage to achieve goal. Take something that they have. What are you taking? Are you out with a status of tier 3? Okay. What are you giving him for a tier? You're muted if you're talking.
Oh, Sellsword. Azareth. Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Sorry, if I don't click on the tab before I press space, it doesn't unmute me. Sorry. So I don't know the limitations of what I can do, but can I put like severely wounded status or something like that?
Absolutely, Ken. And in fact, yeah, he's definitely got a tad 3. He is down. You managed to shoot him, and he falls backwards. Who's bleeding out. The rest of them start to move forward on that, and then Riley and Kyra, you guys show up. You guys see him on fire. You see him shoot him. What are you guys doing?
So we have no clue other than the fact that we pull up and Azareth has shot him.
Yes.
And the guy has burst into flames.
Right, but the flames went out as soon as he burst.
Okay. And how many other guys are there that we see?
3.
Ooh. All right. So, well, this is a shit show. I will step out of the vehicle and start shouting, whoa, let's everybody calm down here and figure out what's going on. And try to convince everybody to kind of take it easy a little bit.
Well, you see, they shot our boss, and he's kind of down and out. Well, we don't much appreciate that.
Yeah, but I mean, I think everybody may have been acting a bit rashly here, and it's a gunshot wound. Let's face it, that's not that bad. I mean, he's still living, he's still above ground and kicking and not crying. It's still a good day, so let's all back off the triggers here for a second. Figure out where we're going and what's going on, and we can presume from there. How about it? Because otherwise, I mean, it looks like we're kind of what do they call those Pyrrhic victory sort of things, that one of us is gonna win, but it's gonna cost us so much that it might as well be a loss anyway.
Yeah, well, How about this? How about we take our boss and we leave? We don't want any more trouble than it is worth.
In theory, I'm good with that. I would like to ask a couple questions, and I recognize that time is of the essence, so I would let ideally one of you grab the boss man and go ahead and get him some assistance while the other two answer a few questions before everybody moves along here.
What kind of questions? I don't want questions being asked.
Look, I am not at all representative of a law enforcement agency, just to get that out of the way. I've got a couple questions because my AC keeps going out, my satellite TV. I missed my pro wrestling, and quite frankly, that pisses me off to no end, as I'm sure you can imagine. So, that all being said, I'm just trying to get some answers as to what the fuck's going on with my power, and, well, you know, power company's next to useless because otherwise they'd keep the power on. And
I
you
don't
fine
know.
folks are here breaking into a power company facility, and, well, 2 and 2 gets 5, which is close enough to 4, and I'd like to, just try to get to the bottom of this so I know the appropriate people to blame for this.
Look, we just saw the doors were busted open and we thought we could make a quick buck.
All right, so someone else was here before you guys?
Absolutely.
God's honest truth?
As
And
God as my witness.
Mr. F, I gotta go ahead and say this. Our little friends were here. They may still be here.
Well, in that case, I see no reason to detain these fine gentlemen. I think we've got other folks to blame for this one, and, you guys are just victims of circumstance, so why don't you guys try to do a little bit better next time? Hire a professional crew, get the layouts, figure out the security cameras, do a little bit better.
So I'll climb into the vehicle and say, that's fine, mighty fond of you, and they'll drive away if you're not going to stop them.
At this point, we have bigger fish to fry versus some random thugs.
All right. What are you guys doing now?
Well, if they are still in there, if they have broken in, let's go ahead and
That's true. The tires are flat. Well, it's a rough going, but you can still drive on flat tires.
you can drive with flat tires, just not going to go very far, very fast. And you ain't driving that vehicle very long afterwards.
And they were slowly leaking, according to what Super said, so they might not be fully leaked out yet.
I find my shell casings, by the way.
All right,
Good man.
but the bullets are inside the guy, so
That's fine.
okay.
So is the door busted open fully at this point? Or?
It's fully busted open, as you can see. There's they're on the ground. From what you can see, the ground's been disturbed a lot, so you're having a hard time seeing much of anything else.
Now I'm going to swear every one of you to secrecy. Do not tell Charlie Boy I said this, but damn, I kind of wish he was here right now. So I'm going to kind of look around. Azareth, you're probably our heavy hitter. If you don't mind taking a quick gander, and I'll follow up behind you.
All right, what am I taking a quick gander at? Sorry, I got distracted for like 45 seconds.
Basically, walk in first to play meat shield because you're probably the one person that's going to serve as tank at the current happenstance.
Yeah, not a problem.
Just in case there is a sudden attack, and after that, Riley will walk in and get the lay of the land and follow up behind him.
I mean, I could potentially like fly in quickly, right?
Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
if you can, yeah, sure.
You can fly in quickly.
Yeah, I'll like basically zoom into the building and get up and towards the ceiling and try to scout things out quickly.
Wings of Shadow, Speedy Flight, and
I'm not even gonna make him roll. That's good enough.
okay.
Frog can be the meat shield. Probably do more bacon shield than, but it's what counts. All right. So you see a door. You basically see a warehouse full of computer parts. There's a door here that you see that seems to lead into a hallway that you think is a hallway.
No movement.
None that you see.
I imagine we've got radios. I radio and just say, "Hey, it looks clear right now. No movement."
Are there any signs that show where the transformer or power control station is?
I know the map doesn't show it, but this door that leads kind of into a hallway is broken open.
Okay, so if he sees that, we will follow in behind. I would assume that I would pretty much be right behind him.
You guys are going deeper in.
Yeah, when everyone's ready, I'll go into that room.
The
I see
hallway's not tall enough for you to actually fly in. So are you going to walk?
That's fine. How can I give myself a status if it's related to one of my themes?
What status would you like to give?
Vigilant. It may not mean anything, but I just I'm trying to make sure that my character is aware. Part of my
Yeah, you don't have to give your status for that. You can just say your character's aware.
All right.
So you're going in first, you said, right?
Yeah.
And then Riley, you said you were behind him.
Yep.
All right. Let me activate the scene so you guys can actually see what's going on. All right. I don't know what you guys can see. I think you guys can see.
I see a hallway. I'm like in a little hallway, and I can see like
Yeah, like a half circle and a stone brick hallway.
Yep.
got the Glaxo.
Might even less.
Yeah, hold on one second. I'm working
Guns out,
on
guns out.
your thing. There we go. The power is out on this hallway, so it is dark. So that's why you're having trouble seeing. And as you guys get to the door, the power flicks on for a second, and then flicks off, and then flicks back on.
Where's Azareth on this?
If you take a step forward, you can see him. It's because, or can you not take a step forward? You should be able to take a step. You guys do see on the floor some more of those feet patterns that you saw in the visions. They seem to be leading into a grate, like an air vent.
Okay, is that to scale or just
That is to
imaging?
scale.
Well, that's fucking large.
Yeah.
Not dog size anymore, is it?
Well, that got bigger.
Oh, and it kind of leads into like a air vent.
Do you think we should go after it?
Did I notice anything highly flammable and or toxic on the way in here in the warehouse area?
Not really, no.
Well, fuck. Okay, there goes that idea.
And some computer parts, you might be able to find some paper, but that's not really useful.
That's not going to burn down a warehouse and a
No.
station like that. Nope. Okay. I was hoping something that, maybe we could back out, short circuit this, and just, nuke it from orbit, so to speak, and call it a day.
Oh, you think
Like
I make
quick
it that
paycheck.
easy?
I don't know what you were expecting.
Ezra just teleports the whole building to a different dimension.
I'm sure that's going to require a roll or 3.
Yeah, 3 or 4 rolls if you really want to do that.
Okay, so
And the power goes back out.
Uh,
And then the power comes back on.
All right. Well, anyone got a flashlight?
as we all pull out our phones and turn on the flashlight mode on our phones.
Absolutely, you guys can do that.
Actually, I have a suit pocket, so I do that, and I just slide my phone in my suit pocket with the flashlight facing forward.
Nope, somebody's here playing Bluey.
Yeah, trying to keep my daughter entertained.
I am putting a light on you guys. Give me 1 sec. Because I'm assuming you all do that.
I definitely do.
All right, I had to move you, Riley.
Okay.
Get to... All right, so you guys all have a light on you. So when the power goes out again, you guys can actually see something.
What a horrible day to have eyes. What do we see?
Ahead of you, you guys see a desk around this corner, and what appears to be a glowing console that does seem to be working even though the power's off.
Well, that's not ominous. Okay, this is going to be a hard ask here. Kyra, with your ability to manifest beams of light and rays of light here, any way you can illuminate this situation a little bit?
I guess I can try. Give me a second. All right, light magic.
Maybe it changed the game.
I'm looking at my light magic and like none of those really apply to it. But
Preventing destruction of the party. Those who would do harm to another, the party. And proximity enhances performance. They don't have to be from the same tag.
all right.
Right. I've added them.
Oh, apparently I do.
I mean, 11. That's pretty damn good.
And then
That's
you can create a
14.
story tag of bright light.
Okay. So hang on. Create a story tag.
You guys are in a hallway, so I don't know what you want to see. You do see at the end of the hallway, there's a big metallic door.
Well, I mean, if she casts a light and can kind of like roll it down there, we'd be able to at least catch a glimpse or illuminate the area around us more than just
Could she
basic
potentially scout the effect, and then maybe improve it to try to light up this like as much of the area as possible, or are we just in one hallway?
Officially, you guys are in one hallway. She lit up everything I could possibly light up.
Okay, so scaling the effect doesn't make any sense. I am going to get rid of my headache though, and then I'm going to prolong the effect to make it ongoing so we can see. Can I put it on myself? Like maybe on one of my pieces of jewelry or like the knives in my hair? Am I muted? Can y'all hear me?
No, I can
No,
hear
I'm
you.
not. Okay, cool. As I then.
I was removing your headache, so.
Perfect.
And I'm going to change your light to be 400 feet so that you're always constantly lighting things up.
Cool.
But you still see the console and the door at the end, but it did make the hallway a lot brighter.
Well, I was the brave one, and she allowed us to see who's going to sit down at the computer.
You know what? 950. Let's call it here. Maybe we can get some of our tough guys in here for next session to help you guys out with this.
So that
So
way
I
we're
have a
not as
feeling-
squishy.
I have a feeling you're going to need them. So
I'm sorry. Riley is the planner, the plotter, and the coward.
yeah, let's call it a night here. All
I
right.
actually admit that Riley is not the type to go rushing forward into danger if it does not suit him.
I don't blame Riley. That did not work like I was expecting. There we go. That did. All right, let's see here. Who can we send this raid to? I did have a fun night. I hope you guys all had a fun night.
Oh yeah.
Let's see who is.
My rolls didn't suck, so I had a good night.
Yeah, first time, right?
Everybody rolled pretty damn good tonight.
Yeah. I know next session that'll never happen again for me.
The Grouch Couch is. I don't know who they are, but they're playing D&D. We'll go raid them and see what they do. I don't know if they're good or not, but they only have 14 viewers, so let's go over there and see what's going on with them.
Sounds good.
Oh, they're wearing cool costumes, so. All right, thanks, guys.